Hello everyone, welcome to War Analysis channel. Russian offensive campaign assessment. October 4th. Ukrainian forces continued to make significant gains in Kherson Oblast while simultaneously continuing advances in Kharkiv and Luhansk Oblasts on October 4th. Ukrainian forces liberated several settlements on the eastern bank of the Inhulets River along the T-2207 highway, forcing Russian forces to retreat to the south toward Kherson City. But before we get into it, I'd really appreciate if you left a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Anyways, let's go. Ukrainian forces also continued to push south along the Dnipro River and the T-0403 highway, severing two Russian ground lines of communication, GLOCs, in northern Kherson Oblast and forcing Russians south of the Kherson-Dnipropetrovsk Oblast border toward the Beryslav area. Ukrainian military officials noted that the Ukrainian interdiction campaign is crippling Russian attempts to transfer additional ammunition, reserves, mobilized men, and means of defense to frontline positions. Ukrainian forces also continued to advance east of the Oskil River in Kharkiv Oblast, and Russian sources claimed that battles are ongoing near the R66 Svatove-Kreminna highway. Russian President Vladimir Putin's announcement of partial mobilization is having more significant short-term impacts on the Russian domestic context than on the war in Ukraine, interacting with Russian battlefield failures to exacerbate fractures in the information space that confuse and undermine Putin's narratives. Ukrainian sources have rightly observed that the partial mobilization is not a major threat in the short term because the Ukrainian counteroffensive is moving faster than the mobilization can generate effects. Ukrainian intelligence chief Kyrylo Budanov even stated that mobilization in Russia is a gift to Ukraine because the Kremlin is finding itself in a dead end, caught between its failures and its determination to hold what it has seized. 4. The controversies surrounding the poorly executed partial mobilization, coupled with significant Russian defeats in Kharkiv Oblast and around Lyman, have intensified infighting between pro-Putin Russian nationalist factions and are creating new fractures among voices who speak to Putin's core constituencies. Putin is visibly failing at balancing the competing demands of the Russian nationalists who have become increasingly combative since mobilization began despite sharing Putin's general war aims and goals in Ukraine. ISW has identified three main factions in the current Russian nationalist information space: Russian millbloggers and war correspondents, former Russian or proxy officers and veterans, and some of the Russian Siloviki, people with meaningful power bases and forces of their own. Putin needs to retain the support of all three of these factions. Millbloggers present Putin's vision to a pro-war audience in both Russia and the proxy republics. The veteran community is helping organize and support force generation campaigns. The Siloviki are providing combat power on the battlefield. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.